Have you ever been stuck trying to render components in Vue.js, only to find that everything is ending up in the default slot? It's frustrating, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to render children into specified name slots in Vue.js. I totally get it. It can be really annoying when your components don't render where you expect them to. You're not alone in this struggle. Many developers face similar issues when working with slots in Vue.js. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, "Why are all my children rendering in the default slot, even though I've specified a named slot?" They were unsure if the Vue createElement function supports named slots. Sound familiar? Let's dig into this together and find a solution. So, what could be causing this issue? In Vue.js, named slots allow you to specify where child components should render. If everything is rendering in the default slot, it usually means there's a problem with how the slots are defined or how the components are being rendered. We'll break it down step by step. And don't go anywhere. I've got a pro tip at the end that will help you avoid this issue in the future. To render children into specified named slots in Vue.js, the user should first ensure that the components are correctly defined with their respective slot names. In this case, we have a root component with a named slot called temp and a default slot. Next, the user should modify the render function to ensure that the child components are assigned to the correct slots. This involves using the slot attribute in the child components template. Now, the user should return the components from the render function, ensuring that they are passed as an array to the root component. This will allow Vue.js to render them in the appropriate slots. Finally, the user should test the implementation to verify that the children are rendered in their respective slots. The expected output should show the child in the temp slot and the default slot separately. Did you know? Vue.js was created by a former Google engineer, Evan You, who wanted to make web development more approachable. And now, here we are, tackling named slots. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution suggests that you can indeed use named slots in Vue. The user recommends modifying your options object to include the slot name. Specifically, you should use the syntax slot name. This will help you render your children into the specified name slot. Here's the pro tip I promised. Always double-check your slot names and attributes when working with Vue.js. This simple habit can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. You should now be able to render your children into specified named slots in Vue.js. Remember, paying attention to detail is key. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips, and don't miss our bonus pro tip on mastering Vue.js.